more good news. Dave called me this morning and told me that he was looking at his jig because he was looking to make the new brackets, and he discovered that his jig was out of whack and that it was off. He said that it would be off by a ½ inch, would explain my whole engine issue thing. And there we have it. So this is good news because now we know it's a thing, right? I mean, it's, you know, it's a back and forth, trial and error. But I've said this before in other videos. I'm doing this because I'm trying certain things. I'm doing little experiments. And if I'm wrong, I admit it. And if I got to change it, you know it, and I show you. So we'll get this dialed, and then you'll see it. You're actually seeing, as far as the engine lift brackets, what you guys are able to see with that, and I'll keep this video short and just about this, because I know I'm all over the place. Boy, the heat works good in this thing. Gee whiz. With these engine brackets, what I'm doing is we're adjusting things to make it right. So I'm doing all of the R&D for you. That's how it works. Again, I don't think we're ever going to really like produce these like an off-the-shelf thing that you can just buy. Dave is willing to talk with any of you about making a set, but you know, you might want to wait till I get mine dialed right. I'm kind of thinking, I talked to Dave about it. I don't know if he'll do it, but I was thinking about the way those things are designed. There's basically two triangles on each, you know, there's a front plate and a back plate on each one. And I was thinking about maybe making that material a little thicker in a way to like eat up any vibration. You know, steel likes to eat vibration versus like aluminum that transfers it. And I was thinking about putting a couple holes in it, like a decent sized one and a little smaller one. So I don't think structurally that would hurt anything. It would lighten things up, and I feel like, and I could be totally wrong because I am not a structural engineer. If there's an engineer watching this, you tell me if this makes sense to you. I feel like maybe that helps dissipate or lessen any other chance for vibration as well. But honestly, I think once we get the brackets right, and I take that stupid block of wood out of which I don't need. I didn't need that in these engine mounts because I have the engine lift brackets, which means even if the engine moves a little because of the mounts moving inside the brackets, the rubber bushings, it doesn't matter. It can't sag and hit the engine anymore as far as the oil pan, because it's 2 inches higher than it was. So that's where we're at now. It's enough of that. But I'm happy. I'm happy to know that Dave has discovered an issue with what he was doing there. And it's perfectly fine. Everybody makes a mistake here and then that affects other things, and that's just a normal human thing. I'm not mad about it. Would I have liked to have gotten it right the first time? Of course. It reminds me of the day I was putting them in, and Dave had made them and painted them, and I installed them, and then we had to take them out again because they weren't notched correct or at all. For that little tab that's on the engine mount bushing that's designed to kind of register the mount to the bracket during installation. I think that's really the only purpose for it. You can probably grind it off, it doesn't matter, because the bolt that goes through the bracket and the engine mount bushing is what actually makes everything work. Prius drivers still exist. They're still very annoying. Come on, dude. We got nitroglycerin in the back seat? I don't understand this. They do that crap on purpose. They see you coming, and then they slow down. Look at this guy. He's on his phone or something. He's weaving, too. It's like he's, what is it? It's 11:40 in the morning on a Saturday. What, you freaking hammered already or what, man? No blinker. No the blinkers don't work on electric cars. Did you know that? Anyhow, everything's going to be fine. Hopefully, Dave, you're going to watch this. Hopefully I'm making you feel guilty enough to just get them done right. I love you, man. Thanks for all your hard work. I keep offering to give Dave a couple bucks for his time. He's like, no. So that's good. Anyhow, I'm going to go back home here and relax during this whole rainy season. rainy season. The next several days of rain, I don't have any work to do because it's all outside right now. That's it for now. Have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. But we got it, man. We got it all narrowed down to what it is, and hopefully a week from today, I will be solving this issue for good. That's what I'm looking forward to. And once I do that, first chance I get, I'm driving to Arizona. So you guys are going to get like real-time information on this whole issue, other issue that was going on with my fuel consumption. You know, I solved the random misfire code with the PCV valve. All the other sensors were replaced at the same time, right? I mean, I did all of them. I even did the ignition control module and the coil, the map sensor. All of those sensors up there, they're all new. So once I did the PCV, as you guys know, everything got better. The engine could breathe, it releases its pressure, and my MPGs went way up. I will say, I was talking to George about this the other day. Thanks, George. Another viewer, awesome dude. We've become pals. He points out to me that, you know, like, you're going to get really good gas mileage right now up until the point where wind resistance and air resistance comes into play. So, you know, I'm not expecting crazy great numbers on the highway necessarily. I do expect that once I get to speed, as long as I can maintain it, which will happen when I get, you know, to the eastern portion of the state and into Arizona where there's, you know, less traffic. It's just, you know, you can get to a highway speed and maintain it. I'm pretty certain that I'll be maintaining close to 20 mpgs or more at almost any speed. But it's in the city where you're backing off, braking, stepping on it, getting back to highway speed. You know, that's where it kills you. But in the city right now, if I'm cruising like 40 to 50 miles per hour, just cruising along, and I'm just barely touching the gas pedal to maintain that speed, and I know a lot of you guys are going to have a hard time believing it, but my real-time MPGs are 28 to 34 miles per gallon. Oftentimes it's right around 30. And you know, he was saying, well, with your gearing in those tires, that all makes sense. But once you get to a point where you're going to hit the wind resistance, this is, let's face it, it's a brick on wheels, that's where it's going to hurt you a little bit. But still, it looks like what I did was correct. I was really nervous because when I first did the gearing and the tires, that was why I did it. But then I guess this PCV just got clogged all at the same time. That just happens sometimes, so it was hurting me, and I was pretty depressed about it those last few trips out to Arizona and back. So once again, hopefully next Saturday, new brackets and engine mounts, and then probably that week, because my client knows I got to get to Arizona and deal with the deed on the house and all that stuff and try to get that thing listed for sale. That's what's happening. So much for a short video. Thanks again for being here. It's all good news.